Hi there, I'm Ben, an RV technician here at Lichtsinn RV. Today I'm going to show you how to winterize a Winnebago Solis. It's actually pretty easy to do. A couple things we need to get started are 2 gallons of RV antifreeze, paper towels to clean up your mess. You need the 3-foot hose that came with your coach. This is how we're going to suck the RV antifreeze into the coach. You'll need the blue sprayer that came with your coach, and that's how we winterize the outside faucets. And then I just have my own hose right here that I'm going to use for winterizing. First step we're going to do is hook your 3-foot hose or the other hose that I have here up to the city fill. So we're going to screw that in there. Just like that. Okay, next thing we want to make sure we do is we want to face these valves and correspondent to the winterizing picture up here. So blue this way, white that way, green that way, red that way. Puts us in winterizing. And anytime we put it in winterizing on a Solis, we're actually bypassing our Truma. So this is the bypass for the Truma, which is your heater slash hot water heater. So we bypass it here and we drain it from up front. I'll show you that in a second for draining that. Grab your RV antifreeze, cap off. All right, so put that in there. So what I like to do, before I turn the water pump on, I go up front and make sure all the faucets are turned off, everything, so I'm not spraying RV antifreeze everywhere. So why don't we go up front and I will get started up there. All right, now that we're up front in the coach, first thing I'm gonna do is, again, make sure your faucets are all shut off. Right up here is your water pump switch. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn that on. And then we will go to kitchen faucet first, open up the cold side. And we're gonna let it run until we get a nice steady stream of pink coming out. And let it come through. All right. So a nice steady stream of pink like that. And then we're gonna switch it over to the hot side. Let it bleed all the air out and bleed through. So again, nice steady stream of pink is what we're looking for, all the water out of it. After we have that, now we can shut that off. Then we'll go into right below the sink here. So there's one valve that's right below the sink, which is part of our EcoHot. So it's our valve that brings hot water right up to the faucets, circulates it back into the tank. What I like to do is I like to hit that really quick. And that's just going to winterize that line. So we want to make sure we just really quickly hit it. That's going to help keep that line winterized too. All right, next thing we're going to do is go in the bathroom. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is our cassette toilet. Literally all we got to do is push the blue button until you get a nice steady stream of pink coming down. We'll dump that down into the cassette toilet. Just make sure when you're done winterizing everything that we go out and we dump that cassette toilet just so things don't freeze. It's actually, then it's empty. Okay, next thing we want to do is we'll do our shower. So our shower head, what we want to do is the hot and cold. So one at a time again. So I'm just going to do it in the toilet. And we'll go hot first. So nice steady stream of pink coming out. And then shut it off and we'll do cold. Like that, shut that off, let that drain. I'm just gonna let that drain down to the bottom. Okay, the other thing we need to do is underneath the seats in the back here, there is a yellow handle right here underneath. You're gonna pull that straight out, lift up on the seat. This little storage compartment thing here comes out of there, and right down in the bottom here, it's hard to see, there's 3 valves, and then there's also a 4th valve for the Truma. So you have 3 just normal quarter turn valves, which I will turn them just really quick. Okay, so I'm turning each one of those. One of them is your freshwater tank drain. The other ones are just low point drains. And then you'll see a yellow handle back a little bit further there. It's a little pull handle for the Truma. open that, that's going to drain any water you still have in the trim. So if I would hold that right there. Alright. So we're putting that straight open until you don't hear any more water or see any more water coming out on the ground. Once you hit these really quick and bleed the water out, shut them for now. And then what we need to do is right inside the main walk-in door here, we have one of our outside showers. So it's actually gonna be right here. And again, just make sure they're both off before you try plugging the hose in. Otherwise it likes to spray you. So push the hose in, and I'll do cold first. Just like that. Then I'll do hot till we get pink out. Just like that. And then shut both faucets off. Make sure we take the pressure off the hose. Otherwise it likes to spray. And then we'll take this hose off. And what we're gonna do now is we are gonna go back to the back of the coach so we can winterize that other outside shower. Now that we're on the back of the coach again, what we want to do is we want to make sure we winterize this outside faucet too. I've already changed this to the second jug because again, you're going to need 2 gallons of REA antifreeze. So when I came around to the back, I changed it again. Now what we're going to do is use that blue hose again. Hook up. And again, just do hot and cold. Turn the hot on. Spray till you get a nice steady stream coming out. Same with cold. Spray until a nice steady stream. Just like that. And then kind of, since this was the last faucet that we did, one thing I'd like to do is pull my hose up in the jug here, and you can actually at least empty your hose of antifreeze mostly. Just like that. And then we can shut the water pump off. There is another water pump switch back here that we can turn it off. Make sure we shut both of these off. Release. And then we want to drain our hose. Just go like that. Get all the RV antifreeze out of there, just so it's not making a mess or anything inside your coach. And not freezing. Just like that. All right. And now that we're done, we can remove our winterizing hose. Just like that. Set that to the side. And this is what the rags are for. These, make sure we clean up any RV antifreeze that we did spill or leak. Always make sure you wipe your sinks down, wipe the shower down. Because RV antifreeze, over time, if it gets on certain things, it can stain. So just go back through, wipe everything down, make sure we got all the little bit of antifreeze cleaned up. And then we can close that. And then on these valves, it's kind of your choice if you want to leave them there for the winter while you're not using it, or if you want to put it back in normal operation, you can. Just remember, if you leave it in this position, you're not going to get any water to the coach. Make sure you correspond to whatever you're trying to do with the pictures that are up top there. So as you can see, there's not a lot to winterizing a Solis. Once you do it a couple times, it's a piece of cake. It'll go quick. Hopefully this video helped you. Have a good day.